Alright, now in today's video, we are going to be going over 10 attacker tips that you need to know, that you need to be doing. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to sub, and let me know what other tip videos you want. I plan to do a lot more. And if you watch these videos, it means the world to me because a lot of people don't watch my tip videos. So just know I love you and appreciate you so much for watching them. Alright, now the first tip is going to start with our drones. During the prep phase, we need to be either saving your drone and not sending it into the building, so like bringing it outside for wherever you spawn, or two, setting up drones during the prep phase for areas they're going to push. So for example, let's say I wanted to take small tower, or let's say I was going to go for a freezer push. Let's say we're attacking downstairs. I'm going to set up a drone in a spot where it's going to make it easier for me to take map control because it'll be a lot quicker. So let's say the round starts. I send my drone in here in the first like 10 seconds of the prep phase. Now, all I have to do, watch this and see if anybody pushes towards this area with my drone, and then have my friend go on this drone once the prep phase ends. And then all I have to do is quickly just break down this window, hop right in, and now I don't have to drone any of this stuff. So now I can just run all the way up here, save myself probably about 15-30 seconds of droning, maybe even more. Because now I know this entire area is clear because I left it there during the prep phase. So even something as simple as leaving it inside of, let's say, garage in this example. Leaving it like this would just allow me to take garage instantly and then quickly play off of it. Just whatever it may be, start using prep phase drones instead of just wasting them and sending them to the site. Alright, so now for this tip on attack, I want to talk about why you should be applying ghost pressure to every attack. And this is one example. Let's say we're on Clubhouse and we are attacking top server, right? I think before I give this tip, I want to kind of explain what ghost pressure is so that way you understand this more. Ghost pressure is basically when you open up something and you don't even have to be playing there, but you open it up and now it makes it kind of hard for the defenders to not, keep an eye on it, or to not be wary of it, so their positioning might change. And I'll explain more. But like, for example, let's say I decided to open up this door right here. And let's say I get this wall right here too. This person now, who is now in rafters, can't really play right here anymore. Why? Because this is open and there'll be a scene from here. But they also can't really stand or kind of play right here. Why? Because this is open. I might not even be there. Like, that doesn't even have to sit there. But that's open, so they kind of have to always keep an eye on it. So it's going to affect their positioning just by opening up different parts of the map. And like I said, you don't always got to be there. But one, it applies pressure, and two, it allows you to rotate there late round if you ever needed to without having to shoot it open and give away your position. Another great example of this is you'll notice a lot of times people will open up this right here, and then they will get the construction wall right here as well. Now, they're not going to push this right away, right? But having this open completely, like, moves people out of construction. They can't really play here safely because they have to worry about somebody like flying in. And because this was opened up earlier on in the round, you can leave that for a whole minute, start to go for the main push on the main breach right here that we just opened up, and then as you're already pushing, you can send somebody over here, drop quickly, rush in, boom boom, catch them off guard while they're focused over here. So just opening up things on attack, like I mentioned, either whether it's the door, whether it's certain walls, and just leaving it like that will apply pressure to the defenders without you even being there. Alright, now for this tip, I want to talk about always looking for the gap when it comes to attacking. Now, there's always going to be gaps on a defense, and you want to always capitalize off it. So let's say in this situation, we decide that we're going to go for a bakery push, right? Let's say they're inside kitchen. We're like, let's go for this push right here. But just like I mentioned with the gap, I also want you to always pay attention to being reactive to the defender's setup. So if we decide that we're going to push kitchen, the round starts or we set it up, and then we notice these guys have a damn mirror. They have shields, wamais, barbed wire, Malusis, a castle setup. Like, everyone's set up over here. You always want to be reactive and realize, okay, if we got like 3 heads over here, that means there's nobody like contesting, or there's way less people contesting the back push. So let's look at that. There's a gap in this defense. So you want to be reactive enough to realize, okay, well, is it worth it to still push the front when they don't have anything really set up for this back push? Like, let's say they just had like maybe one guy playing here versus 3 or 4 people playing inside kitchen bakery with this crazy setup. You always want to be able to adjust and be reactive to the defender's setup, so that way you can quickly make those decisions. So always pay attention to the gap in the defense. So this would be a gap in the defense. Let's say they don't have anyone over here. Great gap, you can take this. Now another example of a gap on attack would be, let's say you drone something out, right? You drone out like this side, let's say we're attacking top floor. And you notice that there's nobody really watching white stair area, or there's like no barbed wire on it, and like people are like inside over here, and so focused inside of like piano side. This would be the gap where you can basically just take this, right? So always try and look for gaps on defense, especially when you want to start to play aggressive. If you notice there's only one person here, or let's say you get a kill on the stairs, there is now a gap right here, because somebody has to rotate from one of these other spots to try and deny the map control that you're going to take. But if you just kind of already know until you drone it out, you know there's only one guy watching this, you get the kill, your gap is right here. This is a free gap. Alright, now this next tip is going to have to do with this diffuser. Now listen up. This is very, very important. Way too often, I will notice my idiot solo queue randoms will take the diffuser, and let's say we were attacking top floor. These people will literally walk in to the site with the diffuser with no care in the world. They will just walk right in, die, and then the diffuser is stuck right here where they can just watch this, and it's very hard to get. So if you're going to make a risky play, right, like it's not like we've drawn this out, we know it's clear, like you have to take a gunfight. I always leave the diffuser in a safe spot, so that way if I die, I don't leave the diffuser in the worst possible spot for my teammates. Especially as somebody, like I play a lot of Ashe entry, I don't really have diffuse a lot, but if I'm playing someone like Ace, let's say for example, and I have the hard breach, if I get the wall open, I still don't want to enter in unless I have my teammates with me. That's a little bit different. But if you're going to do something stupid, always leave the defuse somewhere safe and somewhere close. Does not mean drop this fucking defuse across the map so that we don't have to go walk over here. No, 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 no. That just means if I'm going to enter into somewhere, at least drop it somewhere close and safe that if I die, my teammates can still like re-pick it up. Alright, now this next tip is going to be for knowing when to drone. A lot of people struggle with like over droning or not droning at all. So I want to really break down when you should be droning and why. If my goal is to attack this top floor and I want to go for the Billards bomb site, let's say I decide I'm going to go for a VIP take. What I would do is I would rappel up here, send my drone in, do the initial look, because what you got to do with droning is you have to drone the areas that you are going to take map control of, and then you have to get off the drone and take that map control. You don't want to over drone. So for example, I would probably send my drone into Hall of Fame, probably quickly look this way, see if anyone's close or not, make sure they don't run out of me. Then I'd send my drone and drone out this area, right? Because I probably will want to take Penthouse in this example. Just quickly drone. Just take literally 10 seconds to do. Just look like this. Boom, boom. Come through here. Is this clear? Boom, boom. Send my drone through here. And then I drone out VIP, okay? Let's say it's clear. I'm going to take map control. So once again, drone the areas of map control that you have to take. Once we have droned out that area, we take the map control. Now, whenever I want to take more map control, I'm going to drone it out. So if I want to take this 90 hallway right here, I need to drone it out. So what would I do? I'd send my drone, probably back it up first, make sure I won't get flanked if I walk out. Okay, boom, it's clear. Now let's say I wanted to take this over here. I would send my drone up here. Now I would probably get destroyed if I want to take this because there'll probably be someone right here. But either way, I'm going to see, okay, so no one's playing close right here. There's somebody on the pool table. There's somebody here. It gets destroyed. Now I take map control and I base it off that. Now for the next tip, always plan your attacks. Okay, so most of the time, it's pretty default. You kind of know what site they're going to go for that first round, right? So always plan your attack. Let's say they're like, okay, well, yeah, they're most likely going to be top floor hookah. What is the attack going to be? What do we need to do that attack? And where are we going to push? Once you know your plan of attack, this will immediately help you with, like I said in the first tip, setting up a prep phase drone, knowing where to leave the drone, so that way you can take map control quicker. So always have a plan. Now this kind of ties in with the next tip is when you have a plan, you also need to have the right composition. So I may say, oh, I'm going to take VIP. But if I don't bring the right ops, it's going to be a lot harder to do. If you make the plan, you go, okay, I'm going to take VIP. We're going to spawn here, leave my drone here. If they have a mirror, probably smart that you should look at your composition of operators and make sure, okay, well, we have something for the wall, we have something for the breach, but we don't have anything for the mirror that they're most likely going to bring. Let's say you're on like a different map or on like Oregon, people bring mirror downstairs all the time. You're attacking basement. Always look at the composition and think, what do you think that the enemies are going to bring? So if you think they're going to play in bunker on Oregon, bring something like grenades to clear that out. If you think they're going to bring mirror, bring something like Ash or Cali or Twitch, stuff like that. Just make sure you're always doing that and not sitting on TikTok during the prep phase. Just like, if you want to actually win and you want your attacks to be better, you need to have a good comp. So like another thing, if I was attacking here, I would probably want some sort of nomad or gridlock. Always think, okay, well, if we're going to be going for this push, let's say, this one isn't really hard breach Thatcher heavy because coastline's just not that type of map. So in this situation, we want to make sure we definitely have a flank watch, something for like, let's say, white stairs, or definitely have some sort of breach or denial or anything like that to destroy the shields that they might be playing right there, or the barbed wire or whatever it may be. Just always, every single round, make a plan and always look at the composition. All right, now the next tip is going to be whenever you are going for any attack, make sure that you are roam clearing. You have a much higher chance of winning that round if you are roam clearing, because you don't want to go for an attack. Let's say I was like, oh, I'm going to go for a freezer push, and then have somebody flank you from upstairs. But roam clearing can be very annoying, because why would you want to waste all this time just for no one to be there, and then you have less time to attack the site? So it's what I want you to do in order to make the roam clearing way quicker, okay? Because it's very important. One, bring a Jackal, bring a Dokkaebi. Those two operators are going to be very, very good for that. Or you could also bring a Deimos, see who's on site, see who's been tracked. If you see they have a Cav, a Jaeger, or anybody who you think might be roaming, you can Deimos track them and you can figure that out real quick. That's a great way. But not all the time you're going to play those operators. Those operators get banned. So an easier way to do this, like I said, once again, the scenario is we're going for a freezer take, right? What you want to do is, one, like I mentioned earlier, make sure you have a drone here. This will allow you to make sure that nobody's roaming over here, right? You can see this right at the start. You do this during the prep phase in this situation. Number two, you have other people. Once you figure out the bomb site is downstairs, you don't need to send your drones down there. So you have your friends or your people you're playing with leave drones in these other spots that might be annoying to roam clear. So leave something like one inside kids' dorms in this scenario. You can see if they come in here. You can, watch if they are walking across here. You can leave one inside of armory. You can see if anyone comes in here. You can see if anybody crosses top main. Just like on any map, it could be banked. Leaving, prep phase drones on the third floor to make sure that no one's there during the prep phase, right? Stuff like that will allow you to do the roam clear so much quicker. And it's very important to roam clear. If you ever can't roam clear or you feel like it's just not important, it is important, but at least at that point, bring somebody like a nomad. Like, if I know my team is not going to help me roam clear, bro, I'm shooting a nomad up there, and we're going down here. Like, that's just the way it is sometimes. But I would recommend roam clearing at least every time. All right, now my next tip is going to be essentially how to take map control. Now, this will be the fastest way. Once again, map control is super important to aggressively take because you want to take this very quickly, so that way it leaves a lot of time for you to deal with everything on site, like the mirrors, the zombies, shields, Malusis, stuff like that. So if you can enter the map and clear everything a lot faster, it will help you. So like I mentioned earlier, you can do that with the prep phase drones so that way you don't have to worry about roam clearing. But in this situation, I'm specifically talking about taking map control quick. So the fastest way to take map control is to make sure you're at least duo queuing or have somebody with you. And this is very simple. You are going to, every single time you're going to send your entry in, you want the support player, or really anybody, to simply send a drone ahead. You are going to significantly get into the map faster. Look, let's say we're attacking downstairs workshop. We want to take vertical control, let's say, in this situation. You are going to simply have someone drone you in like this, right? They're droning ahead. But you are going to be following up on that drone. Why is that? This is simply because you want to be able to act off the information quickly instead of you just droning in, somebody shooting the drone, and then you have no idea where this guy goes. So if you can just have somebody send the drone in for you, give it like 2 seconds ahead, and then follow up off it, that guy goes, oh, there's somebody inside archives. Most likely the guy in archives might look down to shoot the drone. Or either way, you're right there to take that gunfight. And then you just keep following this drone to make sure it's clear, because the guy on the drone is going to drone out everything. Please make sure the person you put on the drone is not brain dead and actually drones out everything correctly. but this will allow you to act off information and significantly increase the amount of time that it takes to take map control. Now, if you're in a 5-stack, this is even better because guess what? You have one person drone and you have 2 bodies going in at once. So if you do die, you're able to have somebody instantly get that refrag. So make sure you're always entering with 2 people. Unless you're duo queuing, then just have one person entering either way. But taking map control is super important. You want to do it as quick as possible. All right, now the final tip is such a simple tip. It's just more of like a reminder. Please, 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 please make sure you are always setting up a flank cam. This works really well in like 90. So there's like a 90 is basically 90 hallway. That's like that L-shaped hallway. So you can look at that on Villa when you're attacking Aviator bomb site. That's a 90 hallway. Look, Border when you're attacking you're taking like Workshop. Downstairs you take top floor. You leave a drone in that hallway underneath the default cam. There's usually always a default cam underneath every 90. But you always want to leave a drone here. So in this example, let's say we were attacking kitchen and we were going to take top floor to take vert. You always want to leave us here so that way, 1, even if you all are still alive, it's good to just periodically check as you're taking vert. And 2, if someone dies, they automatically have another job for them to do, and that is to watch 90. Way too often people, 1, just believe, oh, if I place a Nomad or a Gridlock, I'm good. The problem is that people can still, let's say we're inside of theater over here, and I have Gridlocks in the steps. They can still get around that, maybe break 1 or 2 by meleeing it, and you won't be able to hear that because you're in the other room. So if you are periodically checking 90 cam, if you have somebody die and they go into 90 cam, you will significantly see a decrease in the amount of times you get flanked. Just trust me, leave a flank cam, even if it's not a 90, just a flank cam somewhere, and periodically check it or have someone who's dead check it. Hopefully this does help for your attacks. Let me know if you want a defense one. I can give you 10 tips for defense, but I will see y'all. I love you. Mwah.